On today's Domain Sherpa review, we discuss a user-submitted portfolio that includes entertain.com, savings.net, and a word that's, not safe for work. This portfolio gets 2 offers from the Sherpas. You have to see this. We also discuss names going to auction soon at NameJet, including fourplay.com, that's F-O-U-R play.com, selfserve.com, and thedesign.com. And we play the Name That Price game with a surprising result. Stay tuned. I have 3 sponsor messages before we get into today's show. First, if you have a great domain name and nothing to show when people visit, you're missing out on potential advertising revenue, leads, and partnership opportunities. NicheWebsites.com can build you a site quickly with a price option to suit any need. But as their tagline says, they don't just build websites, they build businesses. NicheWebsites.com. Second, if you're buying or selling a domain name or portfolio and you want an estimate of its value, Estabot.com is the place to go. Just like you'd visit Zillow.com to get an estimate of a house value, Estabot.com provides key information about the most important statistics so you can make an informed decision based on data. Finally, whether you're buying, selling, brokering, or financing a domain name, you need an escrow company that's properly licensed, bonded, insured, and audited. That company is escrow.com, and they've been doing it since 1999. Escrow.com. It's about trust. Hey everyone, I'm Michael Cyger, publisher of DomainSherpa.com, and this is the Domain Sherpa Review. This is the show where we get into the minds of successful domain name investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics. We have 3 sections on the review: an investor-submitted domain name portfolio to discuss and value, a marketplace list from NameJet.com, and we're going to wrap it up with our Name That Price game. Joining us today on the Domain Sherpa Review are 3 past Sherpas and thought leaders. In order from left to right, we have Adam Dicker, CEO of DNForum.com and NicheWebsites.com, the company that'll help you build, rank, and update your business website. Andrew Rosener, CEO of the domain name brokerage firm MediaOptions.com, and Shane Kultra, publisher of the blog DomainShane.com, and like Adam and Andrew, a day-in, day-out domain name investor, as well as owner of the Country Arbors Nursery in Illinois. Sherpas, welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Happy
having me.
New Year. Welcome back.
Thanks, Michael.
Welcome to Shane. Shane, it's been like over a year since we've had you on the review. I don't know how that happened.
Wait, I come here every day just waiting for the call.
And you're not wearing your visor hat like you sometimes do.
Well, it's negative 2 degrees out. I'm not working. I'm here.
Negative 2 degrees out.
It's really cold here. It's like negative 20 here today.
Yeah, it's negative 10 there in the summer. So.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's cold, buddy.
Yeah,
I think it's 45 here in
It's time
Seattle.
to work on domains.
And it's worse because it's minus 20 Celsius, not Fahrenheit, so it's almost 0.
Yeah, but next week we're all going to Vegas, and you see the weather?
That's right.
It's not really warm. It's like 15.
It's not that warm.
Cold.
It's going to be in the 70s, I think, low 70s.
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
that's good.
I don't know
All
what
you
Celsius
Americans
is.
will have like fur coats on, and we'll be dressed in shorts.
I'm hopping in Andrew's limo, so it won't be a problem.
Andrew's got a limo for the week.
If it's cold enough, he will.
All right, gentlemen. We're going to jump into the first section of the show. In the domain portfolio review, we take user-submitted domain name portfolios and provide honest and constructive feedback to the owners. If you're watching the show on YouTube, click in the description below to see the lists of domain names discussed on today's show. Today's portfolio was submitted by Christopher Norris. As part of Christopher's submission, he made a generous donation to the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center to help us all find a cure for cancer. Christopher's list of 25 domain names starts with apprenticeship.net and ends with virtualdaters.com. Shane, we haven't had you on here for a while. Let's start with you. What do you like on Christopher's list, and what retail price would you set if you own those domains?
Well, let's start with a positive. Very kind of him to donate to the cancer fund. So
Yes.
No matter what goes on, he's a good man.
Good man.
and then you said constructive and kind. So I thought the domain name, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
He half of it right, in my opinion. Overall, he does have some good keywords. So you always want to start to the left, I guess, at this point with some good words. But I guess I could start overall. I'll just start and say it's a lot of .NET. So we can start there. I'm one of the few people that do like some .NETs, but they have to be super premium, really good, strong .NETs. And in my opinion, purchased recently because the market has plummeted. If he picked up these names that we're going to talk about in the recent times, then I think he might be okay because they're pretty low. If he picked those up in the last 5 years or 5 years ago, he's in for a heap of trouble. I'm also a terrible speller. I think Mike Berkens may be the only person that's worse than me. So any name that I see that has trouble spelling, I immediately, I don't want to say dismiss, but certainly lower the value. Apprenticeship doesn't roll off the tongue. It's a .NET. It's not something that I would be there. Aquariums of a .NET, that's not too bad. Fish people love spending money on fish. They die. They buy all kinds of reef. They spend thousands of dollars. There's room for more than one site, and aquariums probably does work. So if you picked up the right price, I do like that one. Artwork.org, .org is a nonprofit, and he's going to have a nonprofit there if he bought it wrong. Australian's fine. I don't do the .com.au. I'm sure there's a market for someone, but I've never dealt in it. Bid.net is nice and short. That one has some value, but most of those .nets now, even some of the top .nets are $1,000. I mean, I don't mind saying I bought it in public, so I bought surfboard.net for $1,000. Loved the name, thought it was great, but it was $1,000.
Yeah, but
so
this is only 3 characters. What do you think, in bid, it strikes me as an auction or buying stuff, maybe in group buying. What do you think the retail value on bid.net is today?
Retail value, or if I saw it, I have a better understanding of, Andrew would be better at the end user. I'm more of the auction guy. I look at those auctions every day.
Yeah.
I think bid.net certainly would be over 2,000, but I would have trouble seeing it crack 6 or 7 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because of the .net. You don't see a lot of those super short .nets come up. I'll have to admit that. Most of them are these, like right now on NameJet, you're seeing a ton of triple letter LLL.nets come up, and they're really establishing the new value of what a triple letter .net is. So it's interesting to look at those.
Yeah.
God, I mean, we got a lot of .net. Boyfriends.net, brothel, domain boutique. It's some guy that's going to sell domains is going to want it, but it's not going to be a high flying name.
Yeah.
Entertain is the good one. I think I saw that come up at auction. I can't remember exactly what it went for, but that's a strong one. God, that was just only a couple weeks ago. This portfolio, I think, was built. I didn't go and look at it, but I think this was built in the near future because a lot of these names I've seen before. Gem.org has come up a lot. It's been up for sale probably 6 times in the last year, and again, the final. Adam's going to have the history to it, but the sale price was not nearly as much as I thought. I think it went for 1,000 or so. The one that's up here, and I'll say it, is fuckable. I was there. It's a bad language word, but I was the guy that didn't buy it. I was probably second in line. I don't normally deal in those type of names, but I thought it was one of the most brandable, fun names out there. It could be a lot done with it, and curse words aren't as bad as they used to be. People use them more often, so. Yeah. I thought, fuckable. I can tell you it was like $2,000 is what it went for, maybe $2,500 when it went there. Meal delivery. I'm not into the super generic stuff. If I'm a meal delivery person, I think that had tons of value 5 years ago. Yeah. 5 figures. But now, if you're a meal deliverer, you're probably not using meal delivery as your name. You're using, Go Food or Food Go or some crazy name right now. The startups, not that generic on the startups. Yeah. Reports.net, savings.net, all those names are $1,000 names in my opinion right now, regardless of keywords, unless an end user comes in and wants to buy it.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Drew, let's go over to you. What are your favorites on the list and why?
All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in the same camp. .NETs have really taken a beating recently. I still am buying some .NETs, and I have actually very recently made some very significant .NET sales on the broker side. One just shy of 7 figures, another one in the very, very high, mid 6 figures. There's still a market out there. SEO is sort of making a comeback. Keyword domains are sort of making a comeback as Google loses some market share. Some of the other, it's small. It's not what it used to be. But there are some good keywords in here. Entertain.com was actually our name. We sold that on Namejet, and Christopher got an absolute steal buying it. I wish that had not sold. I wish that I could have that name back.
Did you put a reserve on it, or was one of those that you're like,
artwork.org,
whatever the market will bear? You put a reserve on it?
Yeah, it was a very low reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very, very low reserve. Artwork.org is, art is a hot industry, and there's a lot of startups coming out. I don't know that the .org is, great on the artwork.org, but it's got value. I can see that. I can see that popping for the high 4 figures or low 5 figures at retail. At wholesale, like a Namejet, as Shane was saying. I mean, it's probably not more than a few $100s, maybe $1,000. Bid.net, I think is probably. I bet that does $3,000 to $5,000 on Namejet. And that could do into the mid 5 figures at retail if you find the right buyer. But again, in a world full of all these new options, I think finding that buyer that's willing to pay you that price is getting increasingly more difficult. Although I still do argue that, if suddenly I'm reevaluating the domain space or the name space, and I'm saying, okay, where am I going to put my, where am I going to plant my flag? I'm still going to pick .NET over 99% of all these other new GTLDs any day. Mealdelivery.com, I agree with Shane. Great name, great keywords, great industry. Ever more companies coming out in that space. But if I'm a company in that space, I'm probably not buying mealdelivery.com. I'm probably going with, fast food, whatever. Not fast food, that's a bad analogy, but some other creative brand. And then savings.net was the last one that I liked on here. Anything finance related has value. And, I've sold millions and millions and millions of dollars of financial.net and .org names. So I think savings.net is still a solid name. And I could see that selling in the 5 figures, probably into the mid 5 figures to the right end user.
Yeah. All right. And what do you see as a retail price to the right end user for entertain.com, your old domain name?
I think it's a 6-figure name. I think that's a 6-figure name all day.
To what type of company? Got a little bit of a delay here.
I mean, it can be home entertainment. Yeah, it can be dining, home entertainment, parties, party supplies. It applies to a lot of different industries.
Yeah. All right. All right. Thanks, Drew. Adam, let's go over to you. What do you like on Christopher's list and why?
So I won't go too much over what the other guys have already talked about. I think I've got one of the higher sales on .NET. I sold download.net for 100 and some odd K. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a big .NET. It's the only .NET that I had, I'm pretty sure, besides something like the inform.net. So I don't really like any of these as far as that goes. I agree with Shane. Apprenticeship, hard to spell. Authenticate, I'm sure most people won't be able to spell that. There's a few AU names in here. I mean, they're okay, but again, with the Authenticate, it's too hard. So I like Fuckable. I think it's good. I think it's good for, we talked about it a little bit before the show. It may be good for a dating site. I think it's interesting. I think that it goes against virtual daters because those people are obviously not fuckable if they're at home. But I think it's a good idea for a dating site. For the org, I don't mind gemologists, although you'd have to start up your own gemologist society. You're not going to find somebody to sell it to, so it's dead to hold. The two that I like, and I disagree with my friends here, I like meal delivery. I think it's really good. I think it's got a lot of value, and I think it's got a lot of subdomain value. So you could do anything like healthy meal delivery and diet meal delivery, and as all the baby boomers get older and older, there's more of a need for meal delivery. And I think it's a great service that helps a lot of people. It's got a $4.19 CPC, 11 advertisers, and it appraises high, but I like it basically because I think you could build a big network because every city will need somebody to deliver meals to seniors or to people that have illnesses or other things.
Yeah.
So I like that one.
What would you price it at if you owned it and end users were coming to you to buy it?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't sell it for less than $10K. I think it is a good name, and I think they're thinking it may be a little too generic, and maybe people don't use those terms. But we have so many food delivery trucks and food trucks that are out there now. You never know what it could be.
Sure.
I like that one. And if I had to pick a net, the other one I do like is reports.net, because I think that one could be anything from legal reports, credit reports, book reports. There's lots of subdomain possibilities on something like that. So if I was going to pick a .net, I'd go with reports.net. I'd put it about 3 to 5K now and sit on it and wait or build it out.
3 to 5K retail value now.
Yeah, but if you build it out and you put like downloadable reports and all kinds of things, like you can do a lot with it. I mean, it's pretty good because probably you're not going to own the .com, so the .net here isn't a bad choice.
Yeah. Adam, if you looked over this list and you said, that's one domain name I would drop. I see no value. It's just a holding cost. Name one domain name.
You know, I see it's got a lot of traffic, but I still don't like it. It's going to be, I'm probably going to go with porn torrents because I'm just not interested in that if it was my portfolio. But if I had to pick something else, it'd probably be brothel.net because I don't plan on starting up a brothel.
But it's a single word. I don't know. Is it like fuckable.com where it's not going mainstream, but like I don't know.
I think it's also not 1865.
I think you wouldn't be too upset if somebody said you're fuckable, but you would be if they said you belonged in a brothel. So
they don't have brothels in Vegas right now.
Well, I don't call them that. They call them whorehouses or something. I don't know what they call them.
All right, Drew, what's one domain name you'd drop if you had this portfolio? Name one. Waiting for the
virtualdaters.com is pretty bad.
So you don't think when Google Glass comes on, then got some sort of app that you can plug in and date people virtually, and no, it's not going to work.
You might as well just change that name.
Virtualdate.com, yes. Virtualdate.com, yes. Virtualdaters.com, trash.
All right.
Did you get my comment there, Mike?
Say it again.
I said you might as well just change that name to masturbators.com because that's all.
Yeah, but you can advertise virtualdate.com. Shane, what's one domain you would drop without a question?
It's a .com, but I didn't like made higher. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It sounds like somebody's trying to find keywords and just kind of threw them together. Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. That makes sense. I thought all three of you were going to like savings.net. I was thinking the same path that you were, Drew, that anything financial services related, it's got its ups and downs, but it's a strong keyword, even though it's a .net. Adam, you didn't like savings.net as much.
I just haven't seen much value in .nets in general. So based on that, I mean, if you're going to build a business on it, probably, but it could be network, a savings network. It could be anything, but for me, it just doesn't do it.
Yeah. Okay. So what I like to do is see if you guys like any of these domain names enough to make an offer right now on the air to Christopher. Are there any domain names on this list that you're like, yeah, I'd like to add that to my portfolio? Adam, you got a big old smile on your face.
Well, I don't know if it's something I think I'd like to add to my portfolio, but I think fuckable would be fun.
Fuckable would be fun. So I couldn't find. Do you, Shane? How much was your how much did that sell for? Do you remember?
God, I think it was 2,500 is what he got. That's what I was. That's what I think.
Oh, here it is. 2,500. It sold in August of 2014 on NameJet. That it was on DN.
Oh, is it on NamesJet? Okay, yeah.
NamesJet. It's listed on DNPRIC.es.
But
DN
no, I
prices.
think it went again on Flippa. I'm almost positive in like September, October. I could be wrong,
Oh,
but
interesting.
I'm almost positive. I guess I could look.
Yeah, Flippa. Check that out. So, Adam, if it did sell for about $2,500, what are you going to offer?
There's just too much on there, too much out there you can get for $2,500 these days. So I'd pass.
Yeah, you're passing. If you were to make an offer before I told you that it was $2,500, what would you be into it for?
$1,500.
Yeah. All right. So you're not making an offer. Drew, anything on here you want to make an offer for?
I know which one.
I'd buy entertain.com back.
For what he paid?
For the appraised value?
Now that one I actually couldn't find on DN prices.
I'd pay him. I'll pay him 20.
Quick break from 3 sponsors of today's show. First, are you tired of being upsold and cross-sold when you buy or renew a domain? Then try the newest registrar being built from the ground up with a beautiful interface, competitive pricing, and 24/7 support. Uniregistry.com will surprise and delight you. The right domain can change your life. Uniregistry.com. Second, investing in Chinese domains is crazy hard without expert native language advice. Now, as a service to the Western domainer community, TLD Registry offers ChineseLandRush.com. Using ChineseLandRush.com will help you invest in Chinese domains with confidence and without knowing a word of Chinese. Finally, if you're buying a domain name from a private party and want to know what else they own, DomainIQ.com is the tool you should be using. View their entire portfolio, filter by Estimate value, and be a better investor. $49.95 for 250 queries per month. Visit DomainIQ.com/portfolio to learn more.
I pay him. I'll pay him 25. He got it for I think 19.9, and I'll pay him 25.
Wow.
That's a good offer.
25% return.
Bam! Offer right now for Entertain.com for $25,000. That's the highest offer we've had on the show, Drew. You're going with it, huh? You
So
like it. You're that bullish
Paid
on it.
within minutes. Done.
He must have been pissed when this
business pays fast.
Yeah, he was. All right. Shane, anything on the list that you want to make an offer for?
Yeah, Entertain for $25,100, Bob.
Eat that, Drew.
No,
going higher?
I would. I'd still pay $2,500 for Fuckable. Although I don't want to be associated with it. It is a fun name.
I know
think
you got to throw that one under privacy immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only dirty name that I'd own, other than now looking at brothel. But just the marketing we got from this show, it makes it worth $2,500.
Totally. All right, Christopher, there's 2 offers for you. We hope we can make a love connection on at least one of them. Thanks for submitting your portfolio and making a donation to cancer research. We hope that the constructive feedback about your portfolio is useful to you and your investing activities going forward. We wish you luck in 2015. We're going to move on to the marketplace list. This section is sponsored by NameJet. We're going to be reviewing 15 domain names that are heading to auction soon. First, I should ask, do any of the domains that we're going to be discussing today, are they owned by any of you Sherpas? Drew? Nope. All right.
No.
If you like one of the names below, you have to click through soon, because once they go to auction, you lose your chance to put in a minimum bid and be part of the auction or even watch the results. The auctions on all these domain names run from the day of airing, the 13th, until I believe the 22nd. So a week from the Friday following. But some of them, some of them are on the day of this airing and some of them are later. So if you, hopefully any of them you like, you get in a minimum bid. The links below go directly to NameJet. They're not commissionable links. They just use it for tracking. The list starts with build my site, as in website.com, and ends with a 3-letter YRY.com. Adam, let's start with you this round.
So I like Build My Site. I think it's a good name.
Well, and I picked that one because I thought you would like that one.
I do. I like that one. I also love wordplay, so I really like foreplay.com.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool name for something. I'm not sure what, but I'm sure half the people in the world probably spell foreplay Four or something like that. So it's an interesting typo, but it's a really cool name when you do stuff like that.
That could
I
be
like
a great
that.
one for a golfing site, couldn't it? Like if you're trying to pair people up.
Not if they're looking for porn, or it's not. Although the idea is to get the ball in the hole. I like max parking services, but I don't like it for domain parking. It's too small a niche. I like it for parking services for a company that does airport parking or something like that. I think it's a great name for a company that has multiple lots in multiple cities. Max Hardcore is funny because he used to be this porn king, and I happen to know him from when I was 18, 19. Not personally, but if you see some... If you
Just
want
from all his websites.
Yeah, if you want to see some raunchy videos, he's the guy to Google. But no, I don't think that has any value. I like the design.com because I love things that make sense with the. So visit the design. How do you like the design.com? There's so much marketing that's available with something like that. So I like that one. Self-serve isn't bad either. There's a lot you can do with that one. Vegetarian Shop is a good brandable. You can probably get that one cheap. But parking service is probably the best business one on here for something like that. And implementing is here, but this is another one that I'm not sure people know how to spell. So commissioners could be used for fantasy football or leagues or stuff, but I'm going to stick with parking services and foreplay.
So so these are on NameJet. NameJet's typically frequented by domain name investors, or most often, I would say. And so these domain names are going to sell for what we call wholesale value, not retail value to an end user, but probably from NameJet to some domain investor who will then do a markup and try and sell it for more in the future. What do you think buildmysite.com will sell for in auction on NameJet?
Well, see, this is one of those things that's interesting because this is exactly why you have to specialize in niches. So Build My Site would sell higher to me because I can make more money with it,
right,
probably than Drew or Shane or you. So, I would spend probably $3,000 to $5,000 on that one, whereas probably the other guys may go to $1,500 or something.
Right.
So I'd say it'll sell probably around the $2,500 to $3,000 mark.
Okay. And what about foreplay? I do like that play on words as well. Do you think that...
I like it, but it's probably only worth $1,000.
$1,000?
Right now, because there's nothing really on it.
Yeah. And what about the design? I know a lot of people love the domain names like Berkens and Page Howe.
I only like it when it makes sense. Like if I want to go to the chiropractor, the dentist, then it's great for branding. But some of them don't make sense. But the design, you could use it for some branding. This one's probably worth about $1,500.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Shane, let's go over to you. What do you like on the NameJet list and why?
Yeah, I think we're right on the same page, Adam and I. I love to build my site when I listen to a lot of, I don't drive very much, but I do listen to a lot of Sirius, and I see tons of those typed out when they're talking, build my site, fix my computer,
yeah,
action names, and they do really, really well. So I agree. I think it probably sells for a little more because those kind of names have been doing pretty well on NameJet. So I think it probably does hit 3. And again, after you talk on these shows about these names, they tend to add a little more value. You get somebody like Adam saying they like it, and you can add some money to it. So I think it sells for, 3,000 or 4,000. I think it's a great name. Commissioners, again, I'm kind of joking when I say I can't spell. I can spell, but I don't like to think about it when I'm typing things out. Yeah. And commissioners have a lot of M's and a lot of S's in it.
Yeah.
So so I think fantasy football is probably where the money's at. Listening to all the commercials about this one-day fantasy $1 billion thing going on. So there is money there, but that's kind of a long word. Foreplay I liked. I think if you got it at the right price, you could have a lot of fun with it, and somebody would certainly, make you an offer by typing it in. I like Jingy. I get something like that pretty cheap, and there's lots of little apps and startups that would like a name like that. You're going to sit on it for a while, but those kind of names pay off. After, those are the kind you can afford to sit and hold because you get them fairly cheap.
And you're on NameJet and, other marketplaces pretty regularly, Shane. So what do you think Foreplay and Jingy will sell for on on NameJet?
I think Foreplay is a $800 to $1,200 name. If we hadn't talked about it, I think it goes for $1,800 now.
Yeah.
Jingy's $800, $500 to $800. Those 5 and 6 letter don't mean anything kind of brands. They went up. They used to be 800 to 1,000 5 years ago. Then they came way down, and now they're back up in that range. And then you get the guy that really wants it and bids you up to 1,500 or 2,000. But generally, it's an $800 to $1,000 name.
Yeah.
Obviously the 3-letter.coms. We could have 4 shows on the rising values of 3 letters and what they mean, and you could throw in a Russian symbol, and I think it's still for 8,000 right now. They've just done so well. Yeah. But
so you predict 8 to 10,000 for YRY.com?
I think it even beats that probably. Yeah. And honestly, the way it typed out, it looked like it was a V on my page. I went in thinking it was VRY because of the way it underlined. But another reason to type in capitals.
Yeah, good point.
But the design's going to do super well. I've always been a V name guy, but only because when I started out, I didn't have the cash to pay for the main word itself. Mm-hmm. So I'd add a V to it and get good ones. And I talked about recently buying trunk.com. Mm-hmm. I bought it because I bought the trunk a long time ago because that's the name that I could afford. I couldn't afford anything else. Now I can afford trunk.com. That's how domaining companies or companies that are buying domains work. You buy a name that doesn't work quite as well, and you work your way up to a name that does work. And I think the design works by itself, though, just as well as design.
Yeah.
And, I loved self-serve. The whole world's built on self-serve. I don't even get people checking me out in my grocery store anymore. I do everything my damn self. So self-serve is another fantastic name that I think the design goes for more, though. I think the design crosses 4,000. I really do.
All right. Hey, Drew, let's go over to you. Did you think that YRY was actually VVV, and you're like, what? I listed that for sale?
No, I did not make that mistake. But, no, of course, YRY, I mean, pretty decent 3-letter. I'm not a huge fan of the letter Y, but, it's a repeating letter. You got an R in the middle. Probably does 12 to 14, I think, on NameJet. The one I agree with you. I like foreplay a lot. I think golf is big business, and foreplay is a great way to find a foursome. And I think the play on words is catchy, and it works with that audience, and it's I like it. I think that's a great brand. Max Hardcore, I'm not really into the adult names, but that name's got some real good traffic. But I believe the guy that had it seized by the U.S. government has already said that he's going to be coming back after that name. So I think any of our chances of getting it are pretty low, and we probably should just let the bastard have it because he suffered enough. The U.S. government took his name. Let the guy have it back. Parkingservices.com. Good name, real good business. Any of those companies in New York could probably buy that for a good, solid high 4-figure, low 5-figure name amount. Sorry, and then self-serve. I don't want to keep talking about what everybody else said, but yeah, self-serve, another just real solid name, multiple applications, good brand, good generic. Those are the best. So I think self-serve will do a few grand, and yeah.
All right.
I think all of these names are.
Let me ask you about Captain, K-A-P-T. So it's the shorter version of Captain. It's with a K. I think Captain Crunch spells it that way. Do you not like this as a brandable? Because you got to explain it. But shit, you got to explain half the brandable domain names that startups are using nowadays.
You know the old rule. If you have to,
I think you just answered your own question.
I didn't even see Captain Crunch in that at all. That was he must have been hungry when he saw it.
Adam, go ahead.
The old rule is a domain's like a joke. If you have to explain it, forget about it.
All right. What about Krishnan? Isn't that a really popular Indian name?
Maybe.
Krishnan, I don't know. But if it is a really popular Indian name and most Indians are paying what the offers that I get on a daily basis, then it's not where I want to put my money.
All right, man. If I was named Krishnan, I'd snap that up.
Not too late to change your name.
I may do that.
We have a domain. Maybe we need a Krishnan.
I will pay you $5,000, Cyger, if you change your name to Krishnan and buy Krishnan.com.
Or one of your kids and surprise them.
Can I just add it as one of my middle names?
No.
All right.
No.
All right. I don't think I have any other questions to ask you. It looks like a pretty decent list on NameJet. I'm hoping nobody else bids on Foreplay because, yeah, the more we chatted about it, the more I want to make an offer on that one.
Who do you know that doesn't like foreplay? I mean, come on.
Some people just like to get into it, Adam.
I was talking about the domain. I don't know what you're
yes. That's what I was talking about, too. All right, Sherpas. We're entering the lightning round. Today we're playing Name That Price. Adam has won the past 3 games as well as the past 5 of 6 games. It's unprecedented. I don't know. I think we might have to retire this game and pick a new game. So, Shane, no pressure, but...
I think Adam has to keep his hands here.
Yeah, I was just about to say no typing. That's why I don't play any of those trivia crack games with him.
Yeah, I know. I do really well on those radio trivia games until, I'm the one that they're actually asking questions to, and then I, freeze up. I can't remember a damn thing. All right, so maybe something will happen.
Well,
maybe Adam will fall off.
I didn't want Adam's hands here just because of typing. I was worried about
Hold him up,
something else
Adam.
that he was doing.
I know, he's so fast, right? He prints those pictures while we're still talking about whatever topics.
Please. Let's get it on.
All right, here's how the game works. I name 3 domain name sales that sold within the past 12 months to end users. You write down the price that it sold at. No looking up search volume, past sales, anything. Closest answers wins the question. First up, a 3-letter, but it's not a .com. The domain is FYI.tv, as in for your information, FYI.tv. What do you think it's sold for? Write down the price on your piece of paper.
End user, right?
Say it again? Yeah, to an end user.
End user, you said.
Yep. FYI.tv. And, let's see. Drew's ready.
Hold on. When did it sell?
Within the past 12 months is all I'm telling you. Adam's writing down his answer. Shane looks ready. Okay, here we go, gentlemen. Adam has written down $4,000. Drew has written down, $7,888. And Shane has written down $6,500. Wow. You guys really blew that one.
Uh-oh.
The correct answer is $30,000 to a private sale. It wasn't on a network.
What?
So Drew gets the W for that one. The background, it was bought by A&E Networks. You guys have heard of those? It's a cable channel that features lifestyle programming, mixed reality, culinary, home renovation, makeover. Another one of those channels. It actually used to be the biography channel, and then A&E changed it to FYI, and they rebranded the domain name. Good use? All right.
Yeah,
It's looking good that Adam gets upset. I'm not hoping for that, Adam, though. Come on. All right,
okay,
here we go.
I want to keep the game, so maybe I'll throw it.
Next up, with all the talk about the new GTLDs in the news, I wanted to go old school new GTLD. You know what that means. I picked a .pro. Tell me what you think site.pro, S-I-T-E, .pro sold for. And I think Adam might have a leg up on this one. I don't know. But if he blows this one, that's going to hurt. That's got to hurt. Site.pro.
I'm saying...
Everybody's ready. Hold them up, gentlemen. All right, Adam's going with 4,000 again. Drew is going with 4,100.
You bastard.
4,100.
And Shane is going with, what is that, 2,000?
12,000.
12,000.
For me to win, it's got to be 4,000 or under.
All right. The correct answer is...
Yeah, it was actually, you got the better bid.
Who was a better bid?
Drew.
Yeah. Yeah, site.pro.
Probability-wise, Adams is better because anything under 4,000,
He gets everything down, exactly. And the correct answer is $2,900 on Cedo.
Yeah.
I should have bid $1.
Okay?
Site.pro. So it's a website builder platform. They've got a freemium offer, and then they've got a with limited templates, and they've got a $9.95 plan for more options. What do you guys think when you see a .pro domain name?
Waste of money. But in this case, it actually works. In this case, it works.
It's a short domain name. It seems to work. Is it any worse nowadays than all the other TLDs out in the market?
No.
No. What does Site Pro cost you? SitePro.com.
I don't know.
Probably a lot.
I didn't even check, to be honest. All right, we've got a neck and neck. Maybe Shane can even it up here, and then we're going to go to the final. Last up, something everyone in the domain industry needs. Here's the website, or here's the domain name, richdating.com. Rich, R-I-C-H, as in what you guys are, dating.com. What do you think it's sold for? It is a dating site. I went there. I did not register, but I looked at the registration information. I was surprised that annual income wasn't one of the requirements to be listed. Shane's still writing down his answer. Adam's ready. Drew's ready. All right, here we go, gentlemen. Hold them up. Shane is going for $811,000.
No, 11,000.
Shane is going for 11,000. I was just pulling your leg. All right, 11,000. Adam is going for 4,000.
Same 4,000. All three for 4,000.
All three. And Drew is going for, is that 19,100, Drew?
19,100.
19,100. Wow, look at that. We've got a spread between $4,000 and $19,000 for richdating.com.
Well, I don't think you want to date rich. I think you want to, dating maybe not, but find a rich man, find a rich woman. But I don't know about rich dating. I don't think the keywords are right.
Yeah, so you don't think the keywords are right, so that's why you bid lower?
Well, yeah, generally most people won't look for somebody that's rich to date. I mean, it's one quality that they want, but I don't know if it's necessarily the only quality that they're going to look for in a site.
Well, but I think you're thinking about marriage because you're that kind of guy, but I think a lot of other people just are out there for a good time and they want to date some rich people.
Before we get to this then and get to the answer, I heard a good joke today about marriage. When you if you hear parachuting and you're told when you jump out of the airplane, 50% of the people don't make it to the ground, they die, you'd be like, I'm not getting in that parachute. But yet, 60% of the people don't last in marriage, and people are still diving in. I want to give away all my stuff. Who can I do it to? Let's see. So there you go.
There you go. All right. Any other jokes, gentlemen? All right. The correct answer is $4,400 on NameJet. Adam gets the W and takes the game again. Man.
I thought it was
I just went 4,000 the whole way.
Yeah, that pisses me off. You're
I'm
screwed.
trying to save on eggs.
You're going to be screwed at NamesCon, buddy. I'm going to... All right, on their About page, they claim thousands of successfully matched couples throughout the world as proof that
they all have phony proof.
It clearly works.
Yeah, and how many broke up? Or how many got mugged or killed or something?
I don't know.
Forget.
I don't know. All right, we don't have any questions from the audience today. There is nothing that anybody needs to understand about the domain name industry. But if you're watching today and you have a question, post it below in the comments. I look through, if you're looking for a little advice on a domain name sale, a strategy that you're using that isn't working, a tactic you want some feedback on, post it as a question below. I look through, I keep a list of all the questions, and I ask them the Sherpas on a subsequent show so that we can chat about them. Question for you guys. What are you most looking forward to do at NamesCon or in Vegas next week?
What order?
You, Adam.
Who you asking?
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. That's always the highlight of the show for me, the networking. I'm hoping that everybody there will come up and say hello. Even if you don't like me, come up and almost punch me in the stomach. But I just want to see everybody. Come up, meet me. Let's grab a drink, do something. I mean, that's what you're there for. So, and don't sit with the same people every time. You want to meet everybody that's there.
Are you telling me that through a roundabout way that you don't want me to hang out with you for the entire time, Adam?
No, you and I will work out something separate. I think you're fuckable. I mean, well,
All right, we'll talk about
guys,
some extracurricular activities.
No, we're good. But no, meet everybody when you're there. But that's what I'm looking forward to most, meeting everybody.
Shane, what are you looking forward to, bud?
Yeah, I mean, the in-person meeting is nice. I mean, I talked to Andrew on the phone, and but it's nice to see somebody and look him in the eye and have a drink with them or just go out and talk. And you get to talk about things that aren't going to be in the blogs and that aren't going to be in the public. And those are the fun things to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of things we're all doing that you just can't really, for business reasons, you don't want to blurt out how much you paid or what you did. But it's nice to talk to your peers and find out what's going on and ask some questions face to face. And I really look forward to that. And my partner on Domain, Shane Aaron, he actually came into town and we had lunch the other day, and it reminded me I'd like to do more of that. I need to drive over to people that are closer, have meetups in local cities. Once a year is fantastic, but a couple more times a year would be great.
Yeah, I read on your blog you had your annual team getaway, your strategic planning session.
Yeah, exactly. We figured how we're going to attack it and who to watch out for at NamesCon. And that's the thing is I didn't really write anything this year that I thought would have anybody yelling at me. I will say I did get kicked out of Domain Boardroom. That was kind of a big deal and kind of exciting.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time I've been kicked out of anything. I never even got cut from a soccer team. So it's hold on. I'm sorry.
Pull it together, buddy. Pull it together.
We'll be fine. And the big game. If anybody's watching this can get a good room.
Speaking of Domain Boardroom, I finally got my Best Independent Domain Broker Award.
Oh, I got mine too. I got mine as well. Here somewhere.
Mine took around the world travel before it finally just got here last week.
Nice. Yeah, man, when I mail you stuff, it literally takes like 3 weeks to get to you. Yeah. Hey, Shane, are we hitting the craps tables this year, or are you switching games? Are you going to poker, Pai Gow?
I'm going to play a little Pai Gow. I'm going to play poker.
Are you?
I got one, too. This is what they sent me.
Put that on your shoulder.
Yeah, it was not very nice. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, dude, you're not the only one. I got kicked out of Domain Boardroom, too. You're in good company.
Yeah. It's okay.
So we're not going to play craps?
Absolutely going to play craps.
All right.
I'm trying to decide whether to go to the bad side and play the don't come line. I've got a whole, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends on if there's any mo at the table. We'll figure that out.
We got to find a better table than at the hotel we were staying at. There was like 6 people there, and they were serving old water.
I don't play craps, but there's no way I'm going to the don't come line. It doesn't sound like fun.
He prefers the do not come line. Hey, Drew, what are you looking forward to at the show?
Yeah, same stuff. I mean, I love catching up with people. I'm a people person. I like getting FaceTime with people and catching up and seeing what people are up to and how they're doing. And we work in a small industry. It's a small world, and it's just I enjoy getting together with everybody and just kicking it. Getting, I
gotta tell you, I read on somebody's blog that I think it's Parking Crew has a competition going on the foosball table. Every time somebody beats them, they're gonna donate $100 to a charity. You don't play foosball?
Air hockey. Let's get some air hockey.
Yeah, I can't.
Well,
beer pong. I got you.
Beer pong. Well, I was in the .com craze. I worked at a startup. We had a foosball table. I think I literally played more foosball than I did working during those days. So let's just say there's going to be some money donated from Parking Crew to charity.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll all be there.
You can afford it.
Come up. Say hi to everybody. Actually, yeah, this is airing on the Monday of NamesCon, so anybody that's there probably won't have time to watch it. But if you're not there, we missed you. Come next time. 30 seconds apiece to promote. We got time. Take a couple minutes. You got anything new in your life? Any new domain names? Any domains in auction at NamesCon you want to talk about? Any domains that you want to sell? Any new offerings? What's going on? Adam, let's start with you.
So I have a few domains in auction at NamesCon. I'm trying to remember them all. Avatars, Pathologist, Mimes, and Mistress, I believe, are all in auction at NamesCon.
And paperback.
And paper. See, I don't remember my own damn name. Yeah, and paperback too. So they're good names. Bid on them. I'm just going in different directions with my businesses, and I don't plan on building those out. So if you've got a business idea, great, enjoy them.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I just taped a show, well, that aired last Thursday when this one comes out. Monty really liked paperback.com. You know what he said it's going to sell for, he thinks?
What?
What do you think he said it's going to sell for in auction at NamesCon with no reserve?
I have no idea. Maybe $800. No, I have no idea.
4,000.
4,000? Drew, what do you say?
Paperback.com?
Yeah,
I think that'll
sell for it.
Honestly, I don't know, man. What do I think it's worth? I think I think on NameJet it would do 20 grand. I think at this auction it'll do 15. And I think an end user would pay 100.
Yeah. Well, I hope it gets at least what Monty said, Adam. He thought it would go for 40K at the auction.
Well, let's see what happens.
Yep. No reserve. It will sell at the auction.
And good luck to the buyers. I hope they build great businesses with them.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, Adam?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you very much. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the show.
Yeah, likewise. Good luck on the auction.
Maybe I'll give one more thing to you.
Yeah.
Let's maybe send Shane a contract and see if we can get him on here more often.
Maybe we'll work out a deal at NamesCon. Drew, anything you want to promote? Any new domains that, what have you sold recently? I know you've sold some stuff.
Sold a lot of stuff. We had a big December.
Nice.
No, I've got more stuff to sell. We're selling yup.com, Y-U-P. I think it's one of the best and last 3 letters, super generic, super positive, happy brands. Somebody should come in and swoop it up because it's way under market value. We're selling 50.com, 50.com. Has not sold yet. Price has been reduced, and it's probably the cheapest two-number.com in the market. And I think that somebody's going to make a lot of money buying it.
50 cent, baby. What's the asking price on yup.com and 50.com?
50 cent isn't smart enough to buy it. We already tried.
What's the current asking price on those?
Couple bullets to the head lowers your IQ, I guess.
Is he not? We got a little bit of a delay with Drew today.
Okay.
Drew, are you just ignoring me, or are you willing to tell us what the asking price is on yup.com and 50.com?
The asking price on yup.com was $200. We are now considering offers far below that. And 50.com, the asking price was $2.5 million, and we are now looking for a quick buyer at $1.5 million.
All right. Price to sell. All right. Good luck with those, Drew. Shane, anything you want to promote?
No, but I think 50.com is a good buy. I think people are scared to spend that kind of money, but I think it's going to be proven time and time again that those numerics continue to pay off. I don't know how many years in a row they have to pay off till people figure this thing out. I think there's a couple people out there that get it.
Yeah.
But everybody's afraid to be the bag holder at the end, and so far there's been no bag holders. There's no 2, 3, and even 4number.com people that have lost in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's a whole another story. For me, one, thanks for having me on. I love doing this. I love talking with these guys and being part, so it's an honor to be on. Domain Shane, I don't do a ton of writing. Aaron does more writing and more reporting. I wish I had more time to write, but if anybody needs help promoting a domain at auction to put on the list, go ahead and contact me. Send me stuff that's going to sell. I get 10 emails a day of some of the worst names I've ever seen that it's absolutely impossible to have a name as bad as some of the ones I get. But if you have it for sale, hook me up, and if I think that I can help you get something for it, let me know.
All right, and so that's a paid service, right? Because I know I personally look on the domaining.com feed and I see your post every single day, and I click through to see what you're recommending. Are they all paid? Are they some editorial listings?
No, I'd say 95% of them are my picks. And I tell people, if you don't want to pay, that's completely fine. But like Drew, I put a lot of his names on there. Sometimes we work together on promotion, but a lot of times he knows he doesn't need me to help. Although if he'd had Entertain, he might have got another 20 grand for it. But, I still think that some of them, that I think are worth paying, are names that are going to maybe get looked. I don't lie. I don't tell anybody. I don't put a name up that I don't think offers value. I think a lot of people they misunderstand value. There are names that you can, if you get it at the right price, that it's a good buy. Mm-hmm. It may not be a great name, but if it's at a good price, it's whether you can resell it for more money. Who cares what you paid? It's all about, can you sell it for more than you paid? Yep. Don't worry about those numbers. So that's why I use the service, and it worked pretty well.
Yep. What were you going to say, Adam?
That's very true. He's exactly right.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what, like if I overpay for a name, it's because I know I can make money with it. And Shane is exactly right. It doesn't matter what you pay. It's what you can sell it or what you can do with it.
Yep. DomainShane.com. I read it every day. I recommend it. I know that you turn domains away. Sometimes people want to pay, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm not going to list that." I know you do that, so that's why I read your blog posts every day.
There's 2 or 3 people last week that I just said, "I'll take your $20." But the name's not worth $20, and no matter what I say about it, you're not going to get your $20 back. Keep it, and give me another list later. It just. Yeah. It's common sense. I want them to come back. I want them to make money. Yep. It doesn't do me any good to take somebody's money. It's not going to help. And some people are insistent, and it ruins my list anyway. So you see these names that some are good, some are bad, and then you see the one that, today I learned yoga.net. It's going to be tough to sell. So, that was a real name.
Thanks, Shane. If you receive benefit from today's show, please post a comment. Thank today's Sherpas, or post a tweet, or like it on Facebook. Thanks to Christopher Norris for submitting his portfolio for review and making a generous donation to help find a cure for cancer. Thanks to NameJet for submitting their portfolio and sponsoring the Domain Sherpa Review. And thanks again to our Domain Sherpas for sharing their experience and insights on these domains and the industry. We'll see you all next time.